Welcome to Average Talks. We're two incredibly average individuals, and this is where we talk about things. I am one of your hosts, Austin, and this is my other lovely host and also best friend in the world, Justin. Say hi, Justin.
Hello.
And welcome back, viewers. You came back. Oh my god, thank you. If this is the first time
we came back. That's important.
Yes, we also came back. I also forgot to hit the start on the one thing, but it's alright. I already hit it now, so it's good. It's good. So... Thank you all who are returning. Thank you us for returning, because, oh god, I did not think we were going to return. At least this week. Do you want to tell them about the kind of problems you were having?
So, I, for the past few weeks, I guess it started in November, I started purchasing parts to upgrade my computer. My PC is around, I don't know, 5-6 years old. Trying to think. Yeah, I built it in November of 2014. Just to give you
God, that is an old ass
age
computer.
Of the hardware. Yeah, it's got a 4th gen i5.
Oh god.
And a GTX 960 in it.
Oh.
But yeah, so I wanted to upgrade it, and I started purchasing some stuff, and this weekend was when I made my final purchase of the processor. I got a Ryzen 5 3600, and I started putting it together yesterday, and that was a whole thing in and of itself, because my case is way too small. Like, it's literally the smallest possible full ATX case.
I have a thing to talk about later. I need to put in topics, but continue. Sorry, I just remembered something.
And so, like, at this point, it's barely big enough to hold a modern graphics card. It was a tight fit to just get it all in there.
Yeah.
But I eventually got it all in there.
You had to squeeze her in there?
And yeah, it took me several hours to put it together.
Oh god.
Like, and for reference, it took me maybe I'd say about 40 minutes to take it out and then put my old stuff back in, but I'll get to that point. I'll get to that part in a few seconds.
Lovely.
So I boot up the PC, or I try to boot up the PC. At first, I pressed the power button, nothing happens. I got scared, realized I had the power supply switched off. So, switched it back on, and I pressed the button and it turns on. I'm like, oh! But then it wasn't posting.
Oh.
And I was like, oh no. But then about 30 seconds later, it did post. And I looked at the RAM, because I knew for a fact I was probably going to have to adjust the RAM for it to actually run at 3600 megahertz.
Yeah.
And it only recognized one of my RAM sticks.
Huh.
And it was reading it at a really low speed too. I tried bringing it up to 3600 and then saving and restarting, and then it went into a boot loop.
Huh.
And then
That's not good.
I kind of played with it more. Basically, I discovered that all but one RAM slot is broken.
Huh.
And I tested both sticks in that one slot. They do both work. So it's the slots that don't work.
Great. So that's a motherboard issue.
Yes.
Ah, lovely.
And so, yeah, I tried looking up getting a refund through Newegg. Unfortunately, I bought it in November, so it is not eligible for a refund. So probably tonight I will be contacting support and being like, hey, I just opened this yesterday. What can I do? If that doesn't work, I can contact Azerock, which some people might say, yeah, Azerock, they're bad. It's hit or miss, really, from what I've seen, but their customer support is great. And so it might be a while, but eventually I will get a replacement motherboard, likely for free.
That's cool. See, I know a decent amount of computers, and I've switched my own RAM when I was making my computer, because I just needed more RAM. I only had 8 gigs, and I upgraded to 32. But
that's a big upgrade.
Yeah, it's a nice upgrade. It's a nice fucking upgrade. It took me, oh god, it took me a while just trying to get like the frequencies and everything just
Yeah.
working. Lord knows. I got lucky
should
with like the
also-
third post, so that was nice.
Okay. Yeah, I should also mention that because I was broken and I needed to record this and do other stuff, I had to take everything out. I mean, I needed to take the motherboard out anyway if I plan on returning it, and then I had to put all my old stuff back in.
Well, at least we can record. That's the important
Yes.
part. Recording. Because, hey, then I can edit it and then I'll get put up and posted. So that's always nice. God, I'm trying. If you can't tell, we're really trying not to say a lot and things of that nature. But
I haven't even paid attention to if I'm saying it or
I've
not.
said it at least 4 times. I'm going to have a counter somewhere in the comment section.
Oh, good. I need a counter.
I'll make a counter for you too. Since we've done our intro and we've bantered it a little bit, I will keep bantering. There's a thing I actually want to ask you about. In our
Yes.
topics folder, you put that you unironically want to join Space Force.
Yes.
What?
All right.
Let me hear this. Because this was
Okay.
like one of the things I saw. I was like, I want to ask him so badly what the fuck he was trying to do. Like, are you trying to become Master Chief?
No. No, I am not, unfortunately.
Oh.
So, you're definitely aware that I, in high school, was very gung-ho about joining the Air Force, and I pretty much was until all of that fell through kind of in the latter half of college.
Yeah.
And it's still been on the back burner. Like, it's not like that's followed through to where I literally cannot join the Air Force or join the military. Like, that's just it. I couldn't join through ROTC, and so I mean, I honestly could have, but it was going to be a lot. Like, I would have had to stay in college for another like 4 years.
Nah, fuck that.
Or it was like 3 years, but it was still definitely not worth it, especially with the amount of money I had to pay.
Yeah, they try to
so-
kill you on money.
Yeah.
Especially college
So,
for another 3 years. Fuck that. Sorry, I'm interrupting.
Yeah, it would have been bad. But yeah, so no, it's kind of on the back burner. I've kind of been trying to get down to a decent weight again, and at that point probably talk to an Air Force recruiter. But then all of the Space Force stuff started happening. The uniform was revealed, which is just OCPs, and that's just like no one's actually surprised except for the people who don't know about their. Yeah, they don't. The people who are surprised about it are the people who don't know anything about it, I guess I should say.
I will say.
I'm not trying to say that in a mean way.
No, I actually don't know what the OCP for the Space Force is. Is it just like.
The OCPs is just. It's like BDUs, ACUs, they call them OCPs. It's the
Oh, okay.
multi-cam pattern. It's the pattern that Army and Air Force is currently using.
Okay.
Because they're trying to get it back to every branch is using the same camo. But the Navy's all like, no, we need our algaes, and I don't even know what the Marines are doing. I think they're still on Marpet.
Fuck, really? I thought Marpet
yeah,
was
and-
gone.
I don't know. I haven't actually paid attention. I mean, Marpet's just digital BDUs.
Mm.
But yeah, or digital woodland is what it actually is. But yeah, so I like after hearing about all the Space Force stuff, I was like, I mean, I have my degree in meteorology, and I am still trying to find a job with weather. I was like, I could join the Space Force as a weather officer because literally everything involving the Space Force needs a weather officer.
Is it bad that my mind went to space weather? Like, you have to deal with space weather.
Space weather is a thing,
Like-
and it's a huge thing.
Fucking solar flares giving off, like, goddamn big ass heat waves
Yeah,
that you have to
it's-
worry about.
There, one of my teachers in college, before he became a professor, he did a lot of stuff on space weather. And yeah, like it would be either dealing with space weather or even like if they're trying to send something into space, you need to watch the weather for that. If you're trying to do an orbital strike, you need the weather.
Oh no. Still,
Yeah.
that just... I'm sorry that I think of it like this, but I just imagine TIE fighters, like, on a deck of a ship going, oh, we can't go out today, we're having some bad fucking comet storms and.
I mean, that's gonna happen. It's gonna be like, oh yeah, we have a. I mean, if we go into like deep space, it'll be like, oh yeah, there's a meteor shower.
Why do I so? At some point, I'm hoping that space travel, other than being like a multi-billion-dollar industry, still it goes on further. It becomes the norm. Like I want like Futurama, just everyone has a spaceship. Like I want that for some point in the future. Will I see it? No. But will my grandchildren or maybe my great-grandchildren? Maybe. And I want that cool future for them if we're still here.
Yeah, I agree.
Because that shit would be dope.
Yeah.
All right. One more for you. What the fuck is? Do you ever find yourself just randomly with your hand down your pants? Like, can you? What?
So, yeah, I mean, I was asking you that.
Oh,
because,
I thought that was a topic.
Well, it is, but that's an article of a McDonald's worker. Just apparently, someone took a picture of him just chilling with his hand down his pants.
What the fuck? Oh god, I just clicked the link. What is this? That man just nearly just holding his dick. Like,
yeah, he's just holding it.
why?
So yeah, I wanted to know if that's a thing that you do, because I know I do it.
I don't know if I put my hand down my pants. I might just put my hand on there, but not in there, you know? Like,
Yeah, I get that.
like sometimes you're just like, I'm watching YouTube or whatever, and I just got like one hand on the armrest, the other hand just kind of near my waist. It just kind of rests there, like it is right now. I just realized that. Fuck. All right. So just
Yeah.
not in there. That's the thing.
Yeah, starting in probably my freshman year of college, or it was mainly around there when me and my roommate were basically identical, and we were picking up on each other's. I'm trying to remember the word. I guess isms. And yeah, he would very frequently just kind of chill with his hands down his pants, and I picked up on that.
Why have you picked up on this?
I don't know, but it's honestly not awful. It's just I don't know. You just kind of sit there. You find a way where it fits, and you just leave your hand there.
God, I'm gonna like all week now. I'm gonna just try not to keep my hand anywhere near my junk because of you.
I was really hoping you were gonna say you're gonna try to keep your hand near your junk.
No, not near. Away from my junk. You weirdo. It is pretty weird. I'm not gonna lie. It's funny.
Yeah,
It's funny.
It definitely is. And like I definitely acknowledge it, but that's why I only do it at home.
Okay. Just don't be making a Big Mac or Big Mac. Is it Big Mac?
Oh no, I'm not making food, and
Yeah.
usually.
Usually. What do you mean usually?
I'm not making food for other people.
Okay.
That's a fact.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still though, why are you putting like dirty hands on like cucumber or whatever, like you're making like
No,
chicken or
it's
ramen?
usually. It that would be like if I need to like scratch or something, and usually when I am like cooking is like a lot of times I'm handling raw meat, so I am constantly washing my hands.
All right, good etiquette.
Yeah.
Those fucking were you in culinary in high school?
I was not.
Culinary was the shit. If I can
Yeah,
go off on
I
a
don't remember
tangent on
why
that.
I didn't take it, but I did not.
Yeah, culinary was, for a lack of a better term, just go helping out the lunch ladies. And to me, that was the most fun, and I don't know why.
I've done things like that, like kind of working in like an industrial kitchen like that, like a cafeteria like kitchen.
Yeah.
Like I did it in my Civil Air Patrol time, one of the events. Like it was like your group like rotated throughout the time there, like it was like 2 or 3 days of the like 2 week span that you would be like helping prepare and serve the food for the rest of the people there.
Okay. See, like, when I was a part of the SCA, or Society Creative Anachronisms, basically, big fancy word to say we do medieval shit and we reenact medieval stuff.
It's the LARPing people.
It's not the LARPing people. Look, LARP is different.
Okay,
SCA
fine.
does not have magic. Trust me. SCA had magic, I'd be a fucking wizard, and I would throw beanbags at people yelling lightning bolt.
Lightning bolt.
Lightning bolt. All right. But one of the things that you could do other than cooking was to help the shelves and whatnot. And I loved working the industrial fucking washing machine. And I don't know why. It was just so methodic. And just
I hate... not only do I hate washing dishes at home, but I also hate, like, industrial washing. Unless you're talking about, like, an actual dishwasher.
No. So it's a dish...
Like, not like the jet sink.
It's not a jet sink. So it's a metal box that you put your dirty dishes into this plastic tray that's got struts so you can like keep plates up and like throw in forks or whatever. And then you move it through the thing. You pull down this like lever that shuts it on both ends, and then it just starts washing. Like you have you add an amount of soap into like a dispenser thing, and you hit the button for like, is it light, medium, or like there's a bunch of heavy duty like shit just on plates. You press it once, twice, or 3 times. I always hit it 3 times because shit never got cleaned after 2 presses, so 3 presses worked. And then it would just go, and it was just this swirling mass of water that would just hit the plates and everything. And at some point, like, it would get full, so this like plunger thing you would have to like move out of the way, or else it would flood. And it became a game of, can you, like, you had to prep the plates beforehand. So you took the plates from someone's dirty dishes or whatever, hit them with a sponge, wash them already a little bit, throw them into the industrial cleaner, and have that going while you have more plates coming in. So you're essentially prepping, waiting for it to get close to being full, hit the plunger, let it come, because the plunger will reset, but it won't reset when it's full, which seems dumb. But at a certain point, it would like ding when it was done. So you like scrub some stuff, ding, open the thing, push it out, put everything onto a new stack of plates, push it in, pull the thing. It was just methodical. Like, I don't know why, but I loved it.
That makes sense. Like, I could find fun in that. Like, I was thinking you were talking about like the like hand jet sink guy, or I guess faucet spigot.
I don't know that one.
That's like it's usually like if you're a dishwasher at a restaurant, like your job is to deal with that. Like, it's just a big sink.
Nah.
Like that. Yeah, that's. I found no fun in dealing with that. But that does remind me that when I did do that, or when I was at that event with Celebtrol, a running joke after a while became just constantly saying hot pan, just hot pan, because the whole thing was when you were in the kitchen, if someone said hot pan because they were walking with a hot pan, everyone else had to repeat hot pan. So there was apparently, like, on the way back, like, someone had a video of like a crowd of them screaming hot pan on a plane.
Ball. Hot pan.
Hot pan. And then people started saying hot man, and that was fun.
Oh, Lord. Camp shenanigans. Camp shenanigans were the weird shit. Like, yeah.
Yeah. The things that we don't talk about.
Yeah. We don't talk about what happens at Boy Scout camp. We don't talk about what happens at Boy Scout camp. I don't want to know what happens
at Boy Scout camp.
Oh, it's changed nowadays, but fucking... Ugh.
That just reminds me of, like... you remember the show Kid Nation?
I do not.
It was a show around... I'm trying to think what year that was. Like 2007? Maybe 2008? But it was, like... They had 40 kids, like, just go live in a... It was like ages like 6 to 14, going to live in like this small like 1800s. I think it was like from the 1880s. It was just this tiny little town out in the middle of New Mexico.
Oh my god!
And they had to create their own civilization.
Dude,
and they were there for a few months or something like that. I
dude.
think it was a month.
Fucking
What?
the first thing I look up on Kid Nation when you go Kid Nation on Google and search images is this kid with a cowboy hat, just a red shirt, and he looks so funny. I'm not ragging on this kid's looks, but he just has the smile of, oh God, I'm here, help me.
Yep, that kid is in that show. Yep.
I'm so sorry, big dude. I don't know who you are, but you're just so funny. Oh God.
Yeah, so apparently, like, someone did, like, several years ago, someone did a Reddit AMA on, like, he was one of the kids, and apparently there was a lot of, like, ridiculous stuff that happened. Like, apparently there was a circle jerk and, like, an orgy and just,
Whoa.
it was crazy.
Whoa.
I mean, it's literally just a bunch of kids out just told to do whatever for a month, like, and they're out
How
in
do
the
they
middle
eat?
of nowhere.
Like, I need to.
They had to like cook for themselves and everything. The show's only one season, so
I need to watch this
I mean,
now.
yeah, it's a few hours because I think each episode was an hour long, but it's absurd. And like there's tons of videos talking about how like the logic behind it all was just like it was just really bad. Like, why would you make a show out of this? Like, it was just like kind of super inhumane.
Yeah.
Like the very first challenge that they showed was like it was at the end they got to pick between, I think it was like a TV and 8 more outhouses because they all had to share one outhouse in the beginning.
Oh God. Please tell me they didn't choose the fucking TV.
They chose the outhouses, but like they always had like a reasonable prize and then a fun prize, and yeah, it was just absurd. Like, why would that be an option? There's one outhouse for 40 kids.
That sounds awful. God, showers. Showering, bathing. Oh God, I don't even want to think about that.
I think they were provided. I don't remember.
That it just sounds
but,
terrible.
like, all of it was bad.
Ugh. No. No. No.
So I feel like this might be your turn to talk about things.
Yeah.
Because I have something to ask you.
All right. What do you got?
Basically, your topic intrigued me because I tend to carry a lot of things like from outside a store inside like my jacket or something. So like I might have like a bulge or something in my jacket, and so I always wonder what if what if the employees are just like, hey, are you like stealing from us? And so I need to hear that story.
Yeah. So this guy comes in. It's night. It's like my store closes at 9, but it's 7 o'clock. It's dark outside, and it's the point where the windows can see in, but I can't really see out. It's that kind of awful tinting.
Okay. Yeah.
And I just this guy walks in, like, he happy as can be, got a big old smile on his face. I say hi to him. He says hi back, and as he's walking through, It looks like he has a pair of tennis balls in his fucking sweatpants. And, like, I'm just like, whoa. This man, he's got some huge-ass balls. What the fuck? And, like, I didn't think it was tennis balls because I didn't notice it the first time. Like, he walked around, like, we were talking and whatnot, and, like, he picked up some stuff. I took my eyes off of him for a second, and some other people came in, say hi to them. And then while he's, like, walking up to my register, I noticed it. I'm like, what the fuck? What? No. No man packs that much heat. And I pray for the man who packs that much heat. He's got some elephantitis issues. But he comes up, he pays for his stuff, and I'm like, I had to ask. I'm like, hey, man, what do you have in your pocket? And he goes, oh yeah, these are just, I just got done playing tennis, and literally pulls out 2 tennis balls. I'm like, it's like, he pulls out 1 from each pocket, and I'm like, my man, you're wearing some sweatpants. Like, some gray sweatpants. And which I've been told by multiple women, that's like the crop top
The
for
thing,
men.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to see bulge, you look at fucking gray sweatpants.
Yeah.
And I have some vodka in my store. It's called Ocean Vodka. If you ever look it up, it looks like a potion bottle, and it is very similar to a tennis ball. And so I was like, "Yo, why are you stealing?" But then it's like, "Oh, it's tennis balls," and I'm like, I immediately felt bad. But he's like, "No. I completely understand what you're going." And I'm like, "All right, cool." So finished working. Like, it, it's always those moments of, do I ask because I don't know, and I'd rather make an awkward situation and make it funny later on, or do I say nothing and let it just be super awkward? Because
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel
I-
like people know when you're staring at some things. Sorry.
Yeah, I feel like in that case, I mean, I guess it'd be like, if, especially if you're thinking that they're taking something, that like it'd be better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if they just have like a oblong like bulge in their, like in my case, like in my jacket, and it definitely isn't something that you would sell, like if you see a box in someone's, like a small box, like I don't imagine that you really sell anything that comes in a small box.
Nah. Well, maybe. I could see like some Crown Royal. Crown Royal comes in like this box packaging before you get to the bag and then the whiskey
Yeah,
inside
but
of it.
that's isn't that a that's on the larger end, because that's
Yeah, I would say it could still fit in a bread box, but it couldn't
Yeah.
hold in the palm of your hand, kind of thing.
yeah. I'm thinking like palm size.
Nah. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I don't sell anything palm size. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, so in that case, like it'd be more like you probably shouldn't, like what, or like there wouldn't be much of a reason to, but I don't think that you're at fault for saying that, or for wondering what's in his pocket
Hmm.
or what's in someone's pocket like that.
Yeah.
So do we want to move on and get back to more topics later, or do we want to keep going?
Yeah, let's switch over to well, what you did in the realm of entertainment. So, Justin, what did you do in the realm of entertainment?
Oh, I did not do much. um, actually, trying to think. I did play mini games. I mean, I played Borderlands 3 and Clone Hero for maybe an hour total. And I did a lot of stuff on my laptop, my little ThinkPad.
Mm-hmm.
I've now decided that I'm gonna be for sure learning Python next, and so I riced my laptop, and I had a lot of fun doing that.
Lol.
So yeah, in case you don't know, or for the people who are listening who don't know, ricing is kind of it's a term used in, it tends to be used more in the Linux community, and it's taken from the racing community, more of modifications to your car, in this case to your window manager or desktop environment, that doesn't actually do anything to make it more efficient or better. You just like it because it looks cool. And so I have it to where I think it looks really clean and nice, and yeah. But I did see one movie.
What'd you see?
Are you ready to hear what it is?
Yeah.
I saw Underwater.
Under what the fuck?
Underwater.
I don't know
This
one.
movie is cursed with the curse of Battle Los Angeles, where it has an awful name, but it is in fact underwater.
And to the Google I go to try and figure out what the fuck you're talking about. Continue.
It's with Kristen Stewart. It also has T.J. Miller in it. Those are the big names.
Mm-hmm.
And do you want to guess on how it is, or how I rate it first?
Just looking at the initial poster for it. This is all just poster review. I'm gonna maybe say stream. I kind of see the monster already, kind of deal, but I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll give you a really quick recap. I actually wrote it all down this time.
Really?
So this big Tesla-like company, or like it'd be like the kind of thing that Elon Musk would run.
Well,
They're drilling at the bottom of the Mariana Trench. That's the deepest point of the ocean, and people are like, the beginning of the movie shows that there's articles saying that there's reports of of monsters down there, and they're like, no, that doesn't matter. And well, like then it cuts to Kristen Stewart, and the entire like base that they have down there starts to explode, and it turns out that the creatures are destroying it, and the movie is just following the last few members of the crew as they're trying to return to the surface and trying to survive from this monster like thing. It's kind of like a hive of things that all forms into one big thing. So the cinematography in this movie is incredible.
really?
I was shocked. It like there's in the like also towards the beginning, there's a part where they're like going through like a small crawl space, and the camera's very shaky, and they made it really feel like you were there in a way. Like it was so like the camera really reflected what they would kind of be seeing.
Okay.
The CGI was really impressive. I wouldn't say it was
Avengers.
Marvel level. Yeah, like I wouldn't say it's like the Avengers, but it looked realistic enough. Like I didn't see that and be like, oh, that's horrible CGI. It wasn't cats. The suits that they wear, the high, they're supposed to like, they're big like suits that are supposed to withstand high pressure. So they're kind of like space suits except underwater. They made me think of if the suits that they wore in Gears of War and a power armor frame were put together.
Like power armor
into
from
one
Fallout, or power armor from like
Yeah. Power armor from Fallout.
Okay.
Like Fallout 4 and 76, the actual frames.
Okay. Because
So,
unfortunately,
and I thought those looked really cool.
again, looking at Google and just looking at it, it doesn't. It looks pretty much dead on description.
Yeah. The entire movie kind of gave me vibes of The Thing or Alien.
Ooh.
Just kind of this thing that they kind of see, but they also don't. And it's picking them off one by one. The score is amazing. And there is one really good jump scare in it. And I would say this is more of a thriller rather than a horror movie. But yeah, there's a jump scare that got literally everyone in the theater.
Really?
Because no one was expecting it. It was just suddenly,
Was it that really, like, super random? What the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm going to murder.
Like, it was kind of expected, but it was just like the timing and everything was perfect. TJ Miller provides amazing comic relief, even though he's not, like, in this movie, it's like a more serious role, but he still is like the funny things here and there. His character carries a little stuffed rabbit with him that's both cute and really funny, just the fact that he has it. But the things that I wasn't a big fan of are two big things. One of them is they kind of just say that they're drilling, but they don't say what they are drilling or what they're drilling for. It's just like they're drilling. Why? Worry about it later.
It's probably going to be oil.
And
let's be honest.
yeah, and I don't know if you can hear Vanessa back there, but she's saying for science, and it does kind of hint at that with there being a lot of engineers on board. Like Kristen Stewart's character is an electrical engineer, and there's one other character who's a research assistant. So it might be like, I guess they're just trying to see what's down there. But
And they find monsters.
Yeah, but they don't really clear it, or they don't really explain it very well.
Okay.
And this, did you see 1917 before you? Yeah, like just asking before you, or not asking to go into it yet.
I haven't seen it yet. I need to, but unfortunately my kind of play card was all full last week. So.
Okay. Well, this movie kind of suffers from the same fate as, or from the same thing as 1917, where you don't really get to bond with the characters. They didn't really spend very much time on learning more about them. It was kind of like, you know, a little bit about them, but it wasn't very much to where if one of them died, you kind of felt bad. It was just kind of, okay.
Kind of like how people die in horror
But
movies. You don't like at least
yeah,
certain horror movies.
yeah, and that's like in terms of the people dying. This follows a pretty typical horror movie
Oh,
formula.
lovely.
And this is a bit of a spoiler, but I'm saying it anyway. The black guy does die first. Yeah. But besides that, I went into this expecting that it was going to be a. I thought it was going to be either a stream it or a skip it. I thought it was going to be garbage, but I was super impressed. This movie is definitely a see it.
Really?
To be clear for people if they're suddenly listening to this one first, the rating system is see it, stream it, skip it. See it is a must see. Stream it is you don't really need to see it if it's on a streaming service. Might as well watch it. And skip it is don't bother. So, yeah, this is a see it. It does set up for a sequel at the end. So
Okay.
I'm looking forward to
Do
that.
I have to wait and watch fucking credits for Marvel end credits scene or something?
No.
Thank God.
No, we didn't stay for the credits. It's just at the very end it shows more news articles and it sets up for the sequel.
Can I say that I have a slight peeve of the Marvel sit through 2 fucking things of credits? Yeah, I don't know if it's coming back. I really hope it's not. I hope we just get a mid-credit
I-
roll and that's it.
I like it, but it's kind of like it is a little annoying sometimes. At least they usually make their credits short at this point. Like that, I can definitely tell that they don't credit absolutely everyone. I feel like before this really became a thing, credits tended to be around like 5 to 10 minutes long, whereas now they're like 2 or 3, so it's not that bad. But
I haven't seen a
yeah.
Marvel movie in a while, so I don't think
like
I would have to look back at it to see how long credits are.
I want to say, did Infinity War have end credits?
No.
Because it was either that one or there was one of them that I was like, oh wow, these credits were actually pretty short. Like they were definitely considerate of the fact that you're just having to sit here and stare at these names.
I think Ant-Man and Wasp, now that I think about it, was pretty short.
Yes, it was. I remember that.
Well.
But yeah, that's all I have for movies.
Cool.
Oh yeah, what did you do on the front of entertainment? Oh man.
Yeah, okay, I feel the love here. I've been listening to... I haven't really played a lot of video games as of recently. I did... Well, okay, played video games, but one's old. And then I listened to more of the Godric Gurnison series on Audible. Currently listening to Ghoul Slayer, which is essentially the next chapter after Realm Slayer. And it's fucking nice. I'm near the end. Like, I have 38 minutes left now that I'm staring at it. And it's more adventures of the dwarf that cannot fucking die, no matter how much he wants to.
Can he kill himself? Is that
No.
is that an option?
That's not the option to a Slayer. You kill
That's fair.
or be killed. You do not kill yourself. That is the bitch way out. And Godric Gurnison is no bitch. The man's a fucking god amongst fucking men. Especially since what happened after the first book, which I'm not going to spoil, keeps persisting in the second book. And it's... The man was already powerful, and he just gets more. He just gets stronger. It's like, what the fuck, man? Do you want to die? Because this doesn't sound like you want to die. Yeah, so there's stuff like that. The thing that I played was I played Pokemon Red as an emulator.
Okay.
And essentially played Pokemon Red Randomizer Triple Bingo with me, my buddy Colin, and my buddy Drew. Sup, Colin and Drew. And Colin and Drew absolutely whipped my fucking ass because I had a Moltres that had Leech Seed for some fucking reason. Like, there were some absurdities.
Leech Seed is bad.
It's all...
It's only good. It's good if you have Toxic.
It's just fucking, like, everything was fucking random as hell, and I could not deal with it. It just hurt my brain. I didn't know what. I had an Articuno use fucking Thunderbolt on me. So just the absurdities and like things like that. What was it? I loaded in. I had a Bellsprout that knew Dragon Roar and Hyper Beam for some reason.
That's amazing.
And I just like, okay, this works. I still failed because they know the speedrunning strats, and I'm sitting here like, I don't know what I'm doing. I haven't played Pokemon Red. I started with Pokemon Silver. Oh, wait, no. I think I did play Yellow. Does that count?
That counts.
Okay.
That's
I
a
thought I did
Gen
play
1 game.
first gen. Okay. But yeah, just fucking random ass shit. And I'm like, I'm done. Because I also had work today. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to bed at a decent hour. And actually got to stop playing at noon or midnight. So I was like, all right, good. But yeah.
All right. Anything else? Or?
I think that's it. Oh, no. I have one more thing to say. Ozzy Osbourne put out a new album. And the track that like has everyone going right now is the goddamn it's like Under the Graveyard. Hold on. Graveyard. Yeah. Under the Graveyard by Ozzy. Fucking killer ass music video. Please get a chance to watch this.
Yes, I will try to watch tomorrow.
It's essentially Ozzy like going through all the fucking withdrawals and everything, and like how he lived his life and how he was gonna die.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm surprised he's still able to talk, let alone sing.
I was surprised myself. Like, 'cause this is the thing. I've seen interviews with him, and his voice is just so fucking gone.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell? And it's all the coke and fucking alcohol. But Sharon Osbourne just fucking made sure that man lived. And like, essentially the music video is that story, but the music is so good. It's kind of generic rock, but it's not like rock, but it's still there. It still works. Still bop.
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. I'll try to listen to it tomorrow and maybe see the music video tomorrow. That probably have to be at a different time, but yeah.
If you can, just listen to it. Listening to it's great. Sounds like old, not Crazy Train, but like his voice sounds like it was from Crazy Train. You know?
Okay. Yeah. So, sounds like Ozzy.
Yeah, sounds like Ozzy. Well, you get the news story. I'm going to go through some housekeeping things. Welcome to the housekeeping segment. Thank you all again for listening and or watching on YouTube, iTunes, on hopefully Google Play at some point. I don't know if Justin ever set up the RSS feed. We will figure that out later.
I didn't because I'm lazy. By that I mean I just had so much stuff going on and
Nah, that's fine.
It'll happen eventually.
It's fine. But hopefully we'll be on those at some point. Thank you all again for listening. I think I said that already, but whatever. Hopefully Patreon. Did we ever figure out which we were going to do on that one?
Not really. We just kind of... I think I just decided I was going to bite the bullet and we're just going to go with Patreon. But we also decided that was going to be kind of later on.
That's true. Hopefully you're listening to the backlog and going to be catching up later on. But yeah, Patreon hopefully somewhere down the line, if not already up. If you can spare $1. If not, cool. Thank you.
Spare change.
I'm
trying to remember what the line was in Oblivion. It's like, can you please spare some coin for you, a poor old beggar?
But yeah, do you have a Twitter you want to plug, or because I don't really.
I don't either. I have an official formal one, and I'm definitely not going to plug that. I don't actually talk on it. I just follow a bunch of professional things.
Okay then. So we really don't have a good social media presence.
No, we don't.
Well, we're gonna work on that, maybe. Who knows? Well, all right, Justin.
All right.
Are we ready for real or fake ass bullshit news?
We are.
All right.
You get 3 options. I'll actually let you look through it's the last 3 articles, like skipping my last message.
Okay.
I'll
So
let you pick one of those.
Calgary Zoo, the filled with pride
Yeah.
LGBTQ obsessed mother beats 7-year-old son, or the terrified mum. I love how it's spelled mum, so you definitely know this is
Yeah.
fucking British. Claims her Amazon Echo speaker urged her to stab her. What?
Herself.
Herself? What the fuck? Um, I'm kind of nervous about the Amazon Echo one, mainly because I have an Echo. So, hi FBI agent. But let's go with that one. Let's go with that one.
Okay. So the story was, this lady was, she's a, I want to say a pharmacy student. She's a student in, or she's getting some type of medical degree. But yeah, she asked her Alexa about the process of heartbeats, and it started talking about how it's important to stab yourself in the heart for the betterment of the, or for the greater good of the planet. And
What the fuck?
she was incredibly concerned, and yeah, made it all over the news. Uh, and yeah, do you think this is real or fake?
I okay. So recently, Samuel L. Jackson made a voice for Amazon, and so you can have everything be told to you by Samuel L. Jackson's voice, which there's an explicit and a non-explicit. So you bet your ass I took the fucking explicit one because that's fucking funny. I want to say this is fake as shit. Like I hit this with the bullshit button.
Well, I would say you're 99% right. So what happened was she asked the of the Echo about one of like the process of the heart beating, whatever the actual term is, and it pulled up the Wikipedia article, and I started reading the Wikipedia article, and in that
Oh.
someone had edited it so that it said that you should stab yourself in the heart for the greater good of the planet.
Okay, so it's some
And
troll.
yeah, so it was like she was concerned, but after people looked up the editing history, they saw that it said that word for word.
Okay.
And yeah. So the Alexa
Okay.
did say it, but it wasn't telling her to kill herself for the greater good.
Okay.
It was just reading into a Wikipedia article.
All right. Okay. Whew. Still, when you said I was 99% correct. I'm like, hold the fuck up. What are you telling me, Justin? Am I about to ask my Alexa some things and see what happens? And have Samuel L. Jackson yell at me?
Yeah, he's gonna tell you to kill yourself for the greater good.
Hell, it's done in Samuel L. Jackson voice. I might believe it. Fucking Morgan Freeman needs to do the next one.
Oh yeah.
Morgan Freeman needs to do the next one. Anywho. So, well, there is probably one more topic I want to hear. What's your grand dream?
Oh, my grand dream. This thing, this came to be. If I think it was Sunday night. Uh.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Vaporwave already said no, but
Vaporwave. It took me a second. Vaporwave. We're just gonna keep calling her words that start with V. Not even names anymore.
yeah.
Viola said.
So I, like, with my meteorology stuff, I'm trying to get more into to doing some more like at-home forecasting, and I mean I do have that volunteer thing where I am forecasting for the lower Ohio Valley.
Nice.
But what am I trying to say?
This dream hit you, and it's probably the best thing you ever had.
Well, yes. Okay, so a part of that is running the weather research and forecasting model. This is an open source, free in quotations, free as in like free speech. Like it's anyone can edit it, but you have to really be approved before it actually makes it to like everyone gets it. But this is an open source program. It's also free, as in like free beer, but
Cool.
you can run it on your computer. But it's made for supercomputers for the most part, either that or clusters. So you want a cluster of computers. And I was always under the impression that it was using like a dated system where it wanted multiple physical processors, which exists in clusters and supercomputers, but it doesn't really exist for the most part anymore because now we have things like Threadrippers. And so I was looking through the documentation and I saw that one of the, or when it talks about multiple processors, it's talking about multiple cores as well. And the way that it works with, if you have multiple processors, like physical ones, is it would actually use all of the cores or all of the cores from both of them. So if you had like two 24 cores, it would use 48 processors in a way.
That sounds dope.
And so that's like, it needs a lot of high power, especially if you're trying to forecast a large region with a large or with a really small accuracy. That's really important. Or yeah, that's what you would need. Yeah, you need a powerful computer. But I was looking at that and I realized I can build a cluster out of Raspberry Pis.
Yes.
I can use the new ones, which use 4-core or they have quad-core processors and 4 gigabytes of RAM. And
That's what I fucking put in topics, is the really small computers at Target. Like, fucking...
oh yeah,
I saw them
sell
shits.
Raspberry
I didn't
Pis.
know what
Yeah.
the fuck they were.
I have one.
You have
sitting
one?
Right, yeah, it's sitting
What
right
is
here. It has Kali Linux on it, and I haven't done anything with it.
What are you supposed to do with it? We're gonna tangent here. What are you supposed to do with it?
You can do anything. The Raspberry Pi 4 is really promoting that you can use it as a desktop. It doesn't really replace your desktop very much, but it's usually what you see, like if someone makes like a homemade smart mirror or they're trying to convert something into an entertainment, like they're trying to convert like a regular TV into a smart TV. Usually they're using a Raspberry Pi to power it. It's just kind of, it's a small computer, can usually get stuff done. The Raspberry Pi Zero, which is like a tiny $5 computer, can be used to run what's called Pi-hole, and it's basically an ad block for it.
Lol.
Or is an ad block for your network. And so when you connect to the Wi-Fi, you connect to the Pi-hole, and then all of the ads will go into the Pi-hole instead of to you.
Really?
And yeah, there's a lot of crazy things. You can just look up Raspberry Pi projects, and there's an endless list of things.
I might have to buy me one just to fuck with it, because that sounds fun.
They're so much fun, and it, honestly, if you want to learn Linux, I would say that is the thing to start with, unless you have like an old laptop laying around.
Funny enough, I have two. I have one that I actually need to give back to my mom, because I'm the computer guy in the family, and when anything needs
Same.
to be cleaned or wiped, they hand it to me, and I go, okay. And I just do fucking
If you want to
CC Cleaner. CC Cleaner is
Yeah.
your fucking best friend.
breathe new life into it, put a Linux distro on it.
Are you just saying that because Linux Master Race?
Kind of, but also because if you put like a lightweight distro, I mean, you can even put like Mint on it, and it will run so much smoother just because it's a lot less demanding. Where Windows 10 pretty much requires 8 gigabytes of RAM. You can have Arch Linux run fine on 2 gigabytes. I actually have a small laptop, a notebook laptop with Arch on it with 2 gigabytes of RAM.
Okay.
I cannot run Discord and Firefox at the same time on it, but it works.
Hey, if it works, it works. If
Yeah.
I just need a thing to type things on, I think I might use that. I don't know.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, the Raspberry Pi is still loads of fun to play with. The memory or the storage is using SD cards, so you can, or micro SD cards, so you
Hell,
can have 4 of them, but each of them have a different distro on it.
I've seen a micro USB that had like 5 terabytes, so I do not doubt the fucking
Yeah.
power of
Yeah.
a micro USB.
Micro
SD.
SD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anything else you want to ask me?
For the sake of time, I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
Because
Well-
yeah, I do need to get going.
Yeah. Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you for listening. Thank you for making it to the end and dealing with all of our ums, ands, so's, and buts, and awkward silence.
And likes,
And likes. And likes as well. Please like our stuff if you can.
by the way.
Share it to whoever you would like or you think that they might like what we do. We are just two incredibly average individuals just trying to have
We're
fun.
not guys. We're individuals.
Yeah, just incredibly average individuals. We are not guys anymore. We're just individuals.
Individuals.
I think that's how we
happen
should
to
end it.
identify as male.
Yeah. Just end it with we're just two incredibly average individuals.